North Carolina is in crisis. It's a crisis that tugs at your heartstrings and may leave you asking, what can I do? I'm talking about children that need your help. In the state of North Carolina right now, over 10,000 children are in foster care. They're in a state of limbo, their futures uncertain. New data from the Children's Home Society of North Carolina says there are about 10,500 children in foster care. That's an increase of 25% in the last 5 years alone, and it's a number that is growing. Children are staying in foster care about 15% longer now, and more than 500 of them age out of the system every year without finding a permanent home. That often leads to a higher chance of homelessness, unemployment, and even incarceration. Brian Manis, president and CEO of the Children's Home Society, says foster care has been growing at an alarming rate with a shortage of permanent, safe, and loving homes for adoptable children. But you can help.
There are a lot of kids out there who are in need of homes, and maybe that's what we're meant to do, to take some of them and raise them as our own.
Jude is just one of thousands of families who have opened their hearts to kids in need.
And it's beautiful. It keeps me young. It keeps me alive. And it's such a blessing to me to know that I was able to help somebody else parent their children.
Every day that I know that I'm doing something out of my heart to help a child, it just makes me go further.
At Boys and Girls Homes of North Carolina in Lake Waccamaw, they're helping kids every day while they wait for a permanent home. Kids like Brandy Rivera, who came there as a teen.
My parents, how do I say this? They had their own plans, so they would do their own thing, and it was kind of me just kind of being almost pushed to the side.
One day, not expecting it, she came to the only home she knew and was told that she and her brother were being taken to Lake Waccamaw to the Boys and Girls Home.
Then I was scared. And
that fear was slow to subside.
Terrified. It was terrifying. It was very scary. I mean, because I was laying next to a random girl, so it was like, oh wow, this is really happening.
Her story is like thousands of other children, afraid, uncertain, and needing your help. According to Donna Yalch of Boys and Girls Home, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
If you're wanting to be a foster parent, what you have to realize is that you are going to change a child's life, no matter how long you have them, and they're going to change yours.
You're taking someone out of a not ideal situation and taking good care of her.
You may be wondering how this works. Well, in most cases, it begins as foster care with a goal for these kids to go back to their family. And all experts say they want these kids in a home as soon as possible. Manis says it's important to prioritize the long-term implications of a child not knowing who their family is going to be. It impacts how they see the world and how they see themselves. It impacts their sense of identity and belonging in ways that have profound implications long-term for them.
You've got to be prepared to open your heart and your home for everything that comes along with the child.
In the end, foster and adoptive parents are just like any other parent.
And I do all this for my children.
Would I do it again? Yes.
I love them so much. I love them, like they came from me.
And how do the kids feel about it?
It's like a miracle. You get to have fun and play around with them.
Do you think it was a miracle to get adopted?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have room in your heart for one of these kids? The good news is there are lots of ways to foster and adopt in our state. Boys and Girls Home and the Children's Home Society are just a couple of them. Go to www.aytv3.com for more ways you can change the future of one of these children. It was fascinating to do that.
That's just something that you never think about, you know? If you don't see it firsthand, it's not your problem, but it is our problem.
It is all our problem, and it is getting worse. They're pointing to lots of possible reasons why this is getting worse, but these kids are literally sitting there waiting for some place just to go and feel like it's home. Some of these are temporary fosters, some of them are long-term fosters to adoption, some of them are straight-out adoptions. These people, I went into this thinking this was going to be kind of a sad story, and it is really sad for these children in the beginning, but these people that are doing this, these families and these people that are taking these children into their home, they are just the most inspiring people I've ever met. It takes a special place in your heart. And it takes a special kind of person to do this, but I think all of us have it in us. I
Yeah.
really do.
They're really changing the world.
They absolutely are.